Maybe it's menopause. That's a good one. Can I get a nose hair check? Is the nose hair good? I want to make sure I don't offend anybody with like extra nose hair. Am I good?
Yeah, I think you're good.
Hey, everybody, how we doing? So we've only got 7 people in so far. I'm sure we'll get a lot more in. I do see. I see. Oh, how we doing? So hold on. Got 7 people in so far. See, I was in Fizzy Biz's live stream from yesterday, and I muted it. And then I came over and started this, and it still didn't work. It just doesn't. Sometimes it works when you mute. Sometimes it doesn't. So I see Geek Boy. I see Trevor Grigori and Mr. McKenzie. So far, that's all who has said hi. And there's Steven. Steven's coming in. Steven, it's good that you've been I've been seeing you a lot more in streams and stuff. I like that you're getting more involved. I know you've been going to Bentley's streams for a long time. And I know you post on the co-op forum and stuff, but it's good to see you out in the wild, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
Steven's got a lot to offer. If nobody's looked at his channel, he does some really cool stuff with his videos. He's got a lot of good information, intelligent guy, some entertainment value there as well. So you definitely need to go check out Steven P 2003. Hey, there's Holly and Jen Yu. Jen Yu. I don't know if I know Jen. You might be a new person, Jen, or somebody who's changed your name, but thanks for being here. Good to see you.
Cool.
Daniel Velez with his normal hope all are well, safe, and healthy. Daniel says that every time he comes in his stream, and I love it. The hair is covered. How can we really tell that's Ferlo? He does have a point. Chattanooga Ed last night said you had the best hair in the
There you go.
I thought that was a pretty good compliment. Best hair in the fish fam. Call Aquatics, how you doing? And there's Sean, Robert Mulder. A lot of people starting to trickle in now. Glad to be here too. Steven said used to have basically no free time in the weekday afternoons. Well, I'm glad you do have more free time, and it's good to see you.
Awesome. Free time is great. Yep, even I have a bad hair day every now and then. So it's going to rain in here all day. It's all crazy. So
that does stuff to your hair. The humidity. Hey, there's Carrie. Yeah. Carrie, I owe Carrie an apology. I had to reschedule on her twice. I scheduled Tuesday, and then I couldn't do it because I wasn't feeling good, and so I had to reschedule. And then I rescheduled for Saturday, and Saturday I didn't feel good again, so twice. But this Saturday coming up, we got Science Girl Aquatics, Science Gal. I always say girl. Carrie, so I apologize, and it'll be good to talk to you on Saturday.
Awesome.
There's Jay Oliver, another guy with a ton of great information. Mr. Manifesto, maybe not a lot of information, but he's an okay guy, I guess.
Yeah. He's pretty okay.
Yeah, he's pretty okay. All right. So for anybody new, and people are still trickling, but anybody who hasn't come in before, so the whole first half of the chat, first half of the show, Eric and I are just going to talk about stuff. We're going to learn about Eric. We're going to learn where he's from and what he's done. I know a lot of that already, but I think a lot of you do too. Eric's been around for a while and in a lot of streams. So I won't really be looking at the chat at all. So you guys go crazy. Do whatever you want to do over there in the chat. I'm not even going to be really looking at it. And then the second half, we'll open it up for questions from you guys if you want to know more about Eric or if he says something you want to expand on or something like that. So, hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. Hi, Eric.
Hi.
So you had just enough time to get cleaned up before the stream. So we'll touch on that first. What do you do for a living?
I am we call ourselves home improvement specialist. We do like remodels and pretty much the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
And you're like a foreman or something. Don't you have like a crew that you manage or something?
Me and my wife actually own the company together. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
And how many people do you have that work for you?
Let's see. We have 4 employees, but I work with them too. So I guess you can consider 5, and then my wife's the clerical. So.
Gotcha. That's cool. That's my wife and I were thinking about doing something like that as well. She's actually she has her finals this week. She went back to school pretty late in life to be an accountant.
Oh,
And
wow.
she was going to take over the business side of things, and we were going to do some. We had a plan. It was involving comic books and stuff, but I don't want to get into all that. And Jay Oliver says he runs his own flooring business. I've seen a lot of his stuff on Facebook, where he shows a lot of the work that he's done over the years.
I've seen some of it too, because I've got him on Facebook as well. So,
how long you've been doing this then?
To go to the beginning, it was originally my brother-in-law's company, and he unfortunately passed away almost 3 years ago.
Oh.
So I worked at a grocery store for 15 years, and I got tired of it. The retail, it drove me insane. So I wanted to do something different. He's like, well, come work for me. He goes, I'll pay you good. He goes, I know you're a hard worker. So, actually wound up falling in love with it. I didn't know a damn thing when I started working.
Yeah.
I knew obvious things, but I learned a lot from him, and me and the wife wound up taking it over when he passed. So it's been a good almost 6 years now. So,
what type of stuff did you do at the grocery stores too?
I was a deli manager.
Oh, okay. Because I was a produce manager.
Okay.
That was a long time ago, because I did IT stuff for 25 years. But
okay.
that's what I retired from. But I was back then they called it green grocer, and
Okay.
so produce manager. So yeah, I remember what it's like to work at the grocery store. There's some fun stuff there, but yeah, overall it's not a great job. Although it was that in Florida too.
Yeah.
So if Florida is like Arizona, it's actually decent money. I mean, geez, that was like a long time ago, and I think I made like $45,000 a year. And again, that was like that was the 80s. So I don't know what that would be in today's money, but a bit more.
Yeah.
There's Patty. Patty, you missed. Eric took his hat off, so you missed it. I know you're really digging the streak that he's got going on there. And there's Florida Fish Rescue. I can't talk.
So, Mike,
how you doing, Mikey? Oh, Mike, sorry. And Ricky came in, and Laura Sutton.
All right.
I said I wasn't going to look at the chat, but I did, and I apologize. No more looking at the chat. I had to say hi to Patty, though. How can we not say hi? Of
course, you gotta say hi to Patty.
So are those the two things you've done through most of your working career, what you're doing now in the grocery store, or is there anything else that you did?
Pretty much. I know when I was younger, probably 14, 15 years old, I worked on one of my cousin's farms and helped her. I guess I kind of lied. I did do a little bit of remodeling because I helped her remodel her barn. So,
And that was close to Syracuse. Was it Rome? I forget.
Rome. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not too far from us.
Yeah.
That's not. I want to say that's probably like an hour and a half at the most from where we live, so not too far. And when did you leave leave upstate New York? I sort of jumped ahead because I knew that you were from upstate New York. We've talked about it, but so when did you leave this area and move to Florida?
I left in 2002, 1 year after I graduated high school. So.
Okay, got the hell out.
Got the hell out. Yep.
And what did you dislike about New York the most?
Well, the town I lived in was an old military town, and they wound up closing the base, and it pretty much killed the town. It's just pretty much all locals left, and jobs were really hard to come by, good paying jobs, and unless you wanted to work for the city or the county, which I didn't want to do,
Yeah.
And so I just, the job aspect, the weather. I mean,
you got tired of the snow.
The snow. I just, my mother, her husband, my stepfather, he retired here, and she's like, well, why don't you try living down here and see if you like it? I was like, okay, fine.
Oh, that's cool. So at least you had family, you had a jumping off point to,
yeah,
that makes it a lot easier instead of just moving into a place with, not knowing anybody or anything. So at least you knew. Oh, that's good. And you've never looked back. You don't want to ever move back up this way, or is there any place else you'd like to move? Or
I mean, somewhere more country-esque, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, we're planning on, me and the wife are planning on moving here in the next year and a half, 2 years out, probably about 45 minutes up the road where it's more, kind of wide open spaces, I guess you'd call it.
What part of Florida are you in? Are you in the Panhandle by Pensacola?
Panhandle. I'm about an hour east of Pensacola.
Okay.
Eglin Air Force Base, right between Pensacola and Panama City. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know it a little bit. My wife's aunt lives in Pensacola or around there, so I know the area a little bit. I haven't been to Florida since I was a little kid. I don't. There's not much I think I'm missing, to be honest. But
I mean, it's depending on where you go. I mean, it's tourists.
Yeah. It's a big state.
It's not a good state to live in if you don't like tourists.
Yeah. Well, I lived in Arizona, and we lived in a town. Well, we lived in Mesa most of the time, but there's a little town called Apache Junction that used to be the very eastern end of the valley around Phoenix. And in the summertime or in the wintertime, it was in the summertime when all the snowbirds left, it was 18,000 people. And in the wintertime, when the snowbirds came in, it was 220,000 people.
Wow. So
it was just, there's RV parks as far as the eye can see. People had their fifth wheels and all their trailers and stuff. And, it just, so I know what that's like about having the tourists come in. The main street was 3 lanes and then a huge berm as actually a divot in the middle, massive.
Right.
And then another 3 lanes. And the speed limit was 55, but you rarely got above 35 because all the other people just driving so friggin' slow. And I hated it. Absolutely hated it.
That's how it is here.
So how long have you been married to your wife?
We've been married since 2009.
Okay.
But we've been together since 2003, actually. So I met her a year after I moved here.
Oh, gotcha. And you don't have any kids?
Nope.
Not yet.
Unless you count dogs and reptiles and fish. But.
and I don't know if this is a little too personal, but any plans for kids? Do you guys want them?
We're kind of just like, if it happens, it happens. Neither one of us are really like.
Well, you know how it happens, right? I mean.
Oh, of course.
Just making sure.
We're just, we're not in a hurry. So.
Gotcha.
Neither one of us are really kid people. Like, we like kids, obviously, but neither one of us are like really kid people, like enough to have one of our own.
Gotcha. And your wife, did she do anything before taking over the business? Was she involved with the business with your brother-in-law, or?
She actually came on with him a few months after I did. She worked for Whataburger. It's a burger joint chain down here.
Yeah, I remember those.
She got all the way up to area supervisor, and she just same thing as me. She just got tired of it and got tired of not having a life, pretty much.
Yeah, that's definitely not a good segment of the industry when you're that high. And Whataburger, I liked when I was a kid because they were one of the few places that actually put real jalapenos on their burgers.
Yep.
I sort of missed that. We used to have one right down the street from us, so I haven't had a Whataburger in Jesus. It has to be 40 years. Now maybe about 30 years at least.
Yeah, they don't put real jalapenos anymore. They put the canned ones. So
they were so good.
Kind of disappointing. But.
It's always like that, though, isn't it? These places start out using real ingredients and real stuff, and then as they get bigger and they're trying to cut corners and
this is cheaper and faster, and
and then pretty soon you're eating cardboard just like every place else.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about the different pets in the house? I know you've got a couple of big dogs, right? How many dogs do you have?
I've just got the 2.
Okay. I know the one thinks it's a lap dog, even though he's like the same size as you.
Yeah, he's about 65, 70 pounds. And he's every bit of a lap dog.
I remember what.
I'm surprised he's not trying to get up in my lap right now.
Yeah, I think it was in Terry's stream or what. It's been in a few different streams. I saw him get up on your lap, and his head is the same size as yours. I mean, he's just so big. And what other? So you've got reptiles. What kind of different reptiles do you have?
Oh, we've got ball pythons. I've got a sand boa, which is basically a small boa constrictor that'll get like 2.5, 3 feet long that lives in the sand. And we've got several different types of geckos. We've got chameleons, bearded dragons. I mean, pretty much you name it, we've got it pretty much.
And I noticed that you keep saying we, so your wife is definitely very involved in
yes.
All the different pets, or really just the reptiles? Is she involved with the fish too?
She's mainly the reptile girl.
Gotcha.
I mean, I've got a few. I think 2 of the snakes are mine, and I think 1 or 2 of the lizards are mine.
You think?
I think
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? It all belongs to both of you. And what about fish tanks? How many different ones do you have?
Oh, we used to have a lot more. We've kind of downsized into bigger tanks. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fish tanks, and then I have an axolotl tank as well.
Okay. So. And they, like the one behind you, most of them are good size. I remember KG Tropicals when they did the tour. Were you the first? Were you the first?
I was, yeah.
The member tours?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember when they went through and showed your stuff, and at first John was like, "That's a lot of fish," you know. And then he talked to you about what you do and stuff, and he goes, "Well, then you can do it. You're obviously doing it. But at first he was like, it seemed like he was going to be like, "That's too heavily stocked," but then he backed off as soon as you told him exactly what you process and how you do everything, and he was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I put a lot of time into this tank behind me. So, and
mostly cichlids, right? But you've branched out recently, right? Haven't you gotten a lot of different stuff?
I have. I've got mostly cichlids in the 5 tanks that are in the room I'm sitting in. I've got one planted tank that's that's my community tank. I've got some mollies, some platies, I've got probably about 6 or 7 different kinds of, smaller fish in there.
Gotcha. Those are my favorite types of tanks. Yeah. I love the community tank with all the different stuff in it. And what other kind of hobbies do you have, or does that take up most of your time, all the fish keeping and stuff? Yeah,
it takes up most of my time. I used to be I'm still a big fisherman. I love to go fishing. I used to be a big hunter. I haven't hunted in about 2.5, 3 years. So.
And what can you hunt there too? What do you?
Deer, wild hog. You can go dove hunting. Pretty much anything here.
Yeah. Is there quail down there?
I don't think so. I don't know that I've ever seen a quail down here.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably more southwest. Yeah. I wasn't sure.
You can go turkey hunting here.
Yeah. Any bear? Is there any bear left in Florida?
There's bear.
Yeah.
There's a part of town that people have to put locks on their trash cans because the bears are so heavy there. They come out at night and just demolish.
What kind?
Trash cans.
You know what they are? Are they black bears or
black bears? Yeah.
Yeah. Same here. That's funny. It's almost identical to what wildlife we have. There's a lot of black bear around. There's turkeys in the backyard all the time. Deer. It's funny because you think Florida, you don't think the same type of wildlife as in upstate New York. You think it's a little different.
Now if you go down south, it gets a little more tropical. That's where all the iguanas and alligators and stuff like that are.
Yeah, because it is. It's a long state. It's got to be. I don't know how many miles long it is, but
I know it takes me I should retract that. It takes my mom 10 hours to get from here to West Palm Beach, and that's pretty much at the bottom. It takes me 8 hours, and my mom yells at me for it. But,
Yeah, slow down. And so you have your mom's way down there then?
No, she's here, and she's in the same town as me. But,
okay.
Yeah.
And you have other family in the area too, or?
I've got my younger brother and sister, which are, technically they're my stepbrother and sister, but I don't call them that. I call them my brother and sister. And they live here. My brother does the same thing I do. He actually started out working for me because he had a rough patch in his life. And when he got back, in his right mind. He came to work for me, and then he wanted to go do his own thing, so he does his own thing. And my sister's a vet tech, and they both live here in town. So
cool. So that's good. You got family around, and your wife has family there too. You said, right? Or was that you were swimming with the niece and nephew, your niece and nephew, or her niece and nephew? You were talking about
both. Yeah, it's both our niece and nephew.
Oh, okay.
Or just a niece. But
good.
Her parents live right down the street from us, actually.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah. They're cool people.
Yeah. Well, my in-laws were good people, but they just always wanted to help too much and without asking.
Oh yeah.
It bothered both of us, and that's part of why we left. Actually, that's part of why we left Arizona was to get away from that, and they meant well, but still you say, please don't do that kind of stuff, and then they just keep doing it. So after a while, you're like,
sometimes you just want to be left alone.
Yeah, you want to go somewhere else, or you want to do things your way.
Yeah,
you don't have to do things your way just because that's how you did them.
Right.
Hey there, Bruiser. Hey, Deb. It's good to see everybody coming in. 23 people came in. Ricky said he's got family in Sarasota.
Nice.
The only place I don't remember going any place really, because I was real little. My dad used to drive for Coachman, who makes RVs, right? So he used to drive them from up by South Bend, Indiana, Elkhart. He used to drive them from where they made them to the dealerships. Okay. So, and I was a little kid, so I went with him on a lot of the trips. So I've been to most of the states with him, but I don't remember them. I was probably 6 years old, 5 years old, something like that. So. Right. All right, so we let's see. We know where you live. We know where you're from. Do you still have family up here still too? Is there any?
My dad and his whole side of the family is still up there.
Gotcha.
Except for one of his sisters is down in Arizona, and Eloy is down by the border. So
Eloy is by Casa Grande, isn't it? I think.
Yes.
Yep. So it's not too far south. Actually, it is south of Phoenix, but it's not south of Tucson. It's north of Tucson.
Right.
So more almost central. I used to go to Casa Grande all the time. Have you ever been out there to Arizona?
To there, no. When my aunt and uncle lived in Phoenix, I've been there. I've been to Phoenix, but that was when I was like 7 or 8 years old, so I don't really remember too much of it. But
it's just another city. They're all the same. The cities are all the same. It's all the stuff outside of them. And Phoenix now is massive. It's like 250 miles of just, from the east side to the west side, just 250 miles of suburbs and city. It's a massive, massive place. And I don't miss it that much at all, except for right about now. Usually March, actually, because every year in March, I feel like I made a mistake moving to New York because it's still, 4 foot of snow on the ground, and out there it's in the 70s. The March in Arizona is beautiful. Probably just like down there, right? Now, do you guys ever get snow?
I miss New York in the summer here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I bet. Yeah. We don't even have air conditioning.
Because it gets really humid here. Like, to the point where it could be like 95 degrees, but it'll feel like it's 110.
Yeah.
When you walk outside and your clothes like immediately like suction to you.
Well, we get that too, just because we are right on the lake. So it's incredibly humid here too. But there's usually, the temperatures, it doesn't get that hot. I mean, we don't have air conditioning. We have 32 windows in this little house, and it's only a 1,500 square foot house, and 32 windows. So we open up all the windows, and the breeze comes through, and it's that's all we need most of the time.
That's nice. Yeah, we can do that like 1 week out of the year, like first week of spring.
Yeah,
we open up all the windows in the house and enjoy it as much as we can, because soon after that, it just keeps going up. So.
Have you ever seen snow since you've been there?
I have, but it never stuck.
Yeah. Same with Arizona. You'd see it up on the mountains, but it would come down, and it might stay. If it was in the middle of the night, it might stay for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
we actually had a winter storm one time. It was freezing rain. And of course, we don't have plows or salt trucks or anything like that here. So for 3 days after that rainstorm, until it warmed back up. The whole entire area was shut down.
Yeah.
There were like kids were taking their laundry baskets because they don't sell sleds here and sliding down the bridge, on the ice. It was wild. Like,
you got to make do. And a lot of people say that too. Oh, they only got an inch of snow and it shut down the whole place. But it's just like you said, you don't have any equipment to move it. You don't have anything. It's not something normal. It's out of the norm. So of course it's going to be like that. I mean, we live in a village with like there's less than 2,000 people, but even this little village has 6 huge snow plows. Massive trucks. The salt trucks and everything with the snow plows on them. Tons of snow moving equipment. So it's just what you're used to. So yeah, of course an inch is going to shut down the place if they don't have a way to get rid of it.
Like I was laughing. I was laughing the whole time. Like not laughing because people get in accidents, but I'm just like, these people don't know what a real winter's like.
Oh yeah.
And then I paid the price because I went out to check the mail and my driveway was frozen. There's a little slope at the end of the driveway, and I slipped and busted my ass in the driveway. And my wife's just laughing her butt off. She's like, "I thought you were from New York. You should know how to walk on ice." I'm like, get out of here.
Nobody knows how to walk. You know how to walk on ice? Don't walk on ice.
Yeah, you don't walk on ice.
That's how you walk on ice.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not a gamer or anything, though. You don't play video games, nothing like that.
I do.
Oh, do you? Well, ask about hobbies, Eric. That's a hobby. What kind of stuff do you like?
It used to be a bigger hobby of mine, but I play like Call of Duty. I play Mortal Kombat. I play like role playing games. Like I used to be a big into Dungeons and Dragons.
Nice.
I was I like a lot of nerdy stuff. So,
but now, not so much.
I get on the Xbox every now and then.
Yeah,
I really don't have time for much anything else.
Yeah, that's how I am too. I have time, but I just don't. I used to build my own gaming computers and stuff, and I haven't built one in forever. And I use a laptop now, and I don't even game on it. I game just on the Xbox or the PS4 or whatever. We still haven't bought a PS5 or the new Xbox soon. But so when was the last time you did play a game?
Last night actually. I sat down.
Okay. So it wasn't that.
No, I mean I'll get on like a couple hours here and there.
And
not like I used to. I used to like get up purposely early in the morning just to get on my Xbox.
Yeah. And most of what you play is I want to bet first-person shooters though, like Call of Duty and stuff like that, right?
First-person shooters. Like I like a lot of the role-playing games. Like even on the Xbox, like I don't even know what they're called. Like Dragon Age, I think it's called.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's a good one.
Medieval type games.
Oh yeah.
I love those. And,
I'm playing one right now. It's Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. It's like an expansion, but it's a whole separate game. Yeah, I love role-playing games. That's what I play the most too. And I just, I might not be a wizard. I just play one on TV. Patty said, I don't like how I'm freezing everywhere I go in Florida because of the AC. And Dave Ferlo came in. Everybody else I didn't say hi to, hey there, it's good to see you. So let's see. We touched on. I'm a little discombobulated today. I'm trying to think of the different stuff that I was planning to ask you. We talked about hobbies.
See, like the thing of like to touch on the gaming thing again. Like the thing about games for me now is like it's more for a distraction for me now, or like to wind down than it is to actually spend like hours like trying to level up or whatever. Like I just want to get on there for like an hour or two just to like decompress or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where mine's just the opposite. Mine's, I'll spend an entire day playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get up in the morning.
I used to do that. Yeah.
And check the fish tanks and stuff, and feed the fish if it's a feeding day, and maybe do some maintenance, and then I go out there and I play for 8 hours. But hey, I'm allowed. I'm retired, so
yeah, you can do whatever the hell you want.
It's my thing now. I'm allowed. All right. Well, that's our first half hour. So how about we open up anything you want to talk about, Eric? Are you doing anything new, for your channel and stuff? And I don't know if anybody's put Eric's. I'm sure everybody here is.
Patty was posting it earlier.
Okay, and I'm sure everybody. It's in the description as well. I'm sure everybody here is sub to you. You're where you at? You're about 300 and something, right?
Like 328, I think I'm at. So
yeah, so we're right there. We're right about the same.
Yeah.
I was trying to get Fish to 500. He did a quick little video challenge, get me to 500. So I did one back and
nice.
Saying that I would sing a song. I would karaoke. And I thought it was hilarious, but it just didn't really get much traction. I guess people don't want to really don't want to hear me sing. So I thought it was going to be something else. Did Ferlo get Priscilla's dropped off ball python? He's getting it, right, Eric? You want to talk about that?
She mailed it out today, and I should be getting it by 3:00 tomorrow. So.
And that's what Mike asked too. I don't know. Can you see the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's cool. That now, did you pay for shipping? Did Priscilla do it just out of the goodness?
Oh, I paid for shipping.
Okay, but still, I mean, shipping.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's still a really good deal, and it's awesome that we have those types of resources and that the Fish Fam does that kind of stuff. I just got something from Sean Peck yesterday, and I was surprised by it. John McKenzie, do the crickets ever stop?
No, they don't.
You know what? I don't hear them anymore. They did. We were in a stream together. I don't remember whose channel, maybe Skipper's or somebody's. I don't remember whose channel was on, and I couldn't get away from it. And now I don't even hardly hear it. I guess
that's because we moved the reptile. We had the reptiles kind of scattered throughout the house, but we moved them to all the way to the back, the den, and made that the reptile room. So that's where we keep all the insects and all the anything for the reptiles back there. So
it's not even. They're just not as loud as they used to be. It's not
as loud. Like you can hear them sometimes. Like we just got a fresh batch of them today, so they're pretty happy right now.
Yeah.
So.
I remember the one time when I first heard it, I was like, hey, I keep hearing a squeaking sound. I didn't know they were crickets because they didn't sound like crickets.
Yeah.
It just sounded like squeaking, like somebody's chair was squeaking or something. Sean, first part of it, I thought it was in my house. Geek Boy, why anyone would have them in their house is beyond me. Well, you got to feed the animals.
You got to feed the reptiles. There's a lot worse things you could have in your house.
Hey, there's Patrick. Good to see you, Dragon Lair.
What's up, Patrick?
Been a while. Haven't seen you for a couple of weeks.
I saw him the other day in somebody. I can't remember what stream I was in, but that was the first time I had seen him in a while.
Always good to see Patrick.
Oh, yeah.
Good guy. They're all good guys and girls and people. Most of them.
Yeah.
There's a few. There's a few out there, but most of them are pretty good. What do you call it? Wild hares out there. Most everybody's 95% of everybody's pretty okay. Assholes. You can just call them what it is.
Okay, fine. Assholes.
Holly says she likes the sound.
It makes me think of the country. Like we used to have my wife's family had her great grandmother's house after she passed away. Her uncle took it over and made it into a hunting camp, basically. And we used to go there in Mississippi and sit outside by the fire at night. All you hear is like the frogs and the crickets, and it reminds me of that. So yeah, I like it.
I'm looking forward to that's coming up. We got a bunch of stuff to burn too. I'm looking at the burn pile right now. There's all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna the first fire is gonna be pretty good. Don't tell anybody, but we're gonna burn a couch.
Oh, nice.
we usually break them down and get all the, take all the cushions and stuff off. But there's always a little bit of stuff left to it. But those things go up, so it'll be a huge fire. But
you really want to have some fun, throw some hand warmers in the fire.
Oh, yeah. What do? They actually
they blow up like they pop. Like me and my brother-in-law we were drunk one night sitting by the fire. And we're like, throw this in the fire, you know. And then all of a sudden we're sitting there talking, and boom, like, oh crap.
I have a story like that too. So my buddy Roger he did a lot of work. He had this one house that it was built in the 1800s, and it had another little house behind it. I think it used to be a general store with a blacksmith shop, which is weird because that's where we live. We rented the same type of setup. We rented the place that at one point was a general store, and the garage was the blacksmith shop. So still had the crane in the attic to bring up the bales of hay and stuff. And but he put a 3-car garage in between those two houses and made it one big house. The blacksmith garage became blacksmith shop became his office.
Yeah, cool.
And he used a lot of wrought iron stuff inside there too, so it really looked like a blacksmith stuff.
That is so cool, man.
Massive house, massive. But he had the contractor pour him a slab of cement for a fire pit. Okay. You can't really do that because, or else it didn't set long enough or something. But there was moisture in it, so we had the first fire on it, and I had my back to the fire talking to somebody, and the thing blew up. The whole pad blew up, and I was close enough that it rained down on me. It went down my shirt. Jeez. I had chunks of burning wood and the concrete and stuff, and scared the hell. Everybody was running. I was drunk, and I was just sitting there going, "What the hell?" And here there's just all the fallout and stuff hit me in the head, and I'm just sitting there. Everybody else is running away, and I'm such a dumbass. I just sat and took it. So don't use concrete for your fire pit.
No.
I guess you have to use special kiln-fired bricks too if you're going to use bricks for. That's what we're doing right now. Is the kids built me one for Father's Day a few years ago, but it, just as the years went by, it got pretty beat up. I'm looking at it right now. So we're building a new, bigger one. So we have a bunch of slate and kiln-fired bricks, and we're going to make a nice big fire pit out there. It's nice we only get to use it for a couple of months out of the year, really.
Right.
Well, that's not true. I guess from about the end of June through end of October. So yeah, and the ones in the fall are even better though. That's when you remember what the fall is like up here.
Oh yeah, beautiful up there.
Yeah, you just the nights get cold, but the days are still nice, and all the colors and stuff, and especially when the leaves are just starting to fall, you can really see the lake and just I don't know. Our house isn't the great. But it isn't the greatest, but where we live is. I just absolutely love where we live. So Rico's name in college was Concrete Fire. Somebody came up with one. And there's Fishy on. Hey, good to see you.
What's up, Fishy on?
I'm not seeing any questions for Eric. That's how it normally works, though. I guess we talk about enough stuff that we don't get a lot of questions from the chat. I really think it's because they're not very imaginative. That's what I think it is. Most of them just don't have much imagination, so they can't come up with questions.
Tell us how you really feel, Rico.
Help me out here, people. Come on, ask some questions. I'm trying to think of other stuff to ask you. Like I said, we've been in so many streams and stuff together, and I've seen you on even more. When did you start doing YouTube? It was when did you start doing live streams? It was in December or January.
Yeah, it was probably towards the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think we started right about the same time.
Yeah.
There we go. We got some now. We got Snickers or Reese's.
Snickers or Reese's. Reese's all the way.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't choose there. I'll take either one of those.
I'll take either one, but if I had to make a choice,
it
had to be Reese's.
I think I would probably go with Snickers. And Ricky wants to know what your favorite movie is.
Favorite movie, The Outsiders.
Oh, good one. Man, I haven't seen that in a while.
Neither have I. I'm due.
Yeah, that's a good one. And that's good. You just like that. You knew what it was. Patrick wants to know how many reptiles you got now.
Oh God.
all told. So there was 4 snakes, you said.
This many. Oh, let's see.
All of them.
4 snakes. 5 as of tomorrow. 4 chameleons. 2 bearded dragons. Like 5 or 6 geckos. We've got eastern collared lizards. I have aeromastics. I mean, a lot. I lost count. So somewhere in the neighborhood of like 20 or 30, I would say.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, John McKenzie. See him all the time on Catfish, Terry. Oh, yeah. Oh, tell me about that. Karma Chameleon. How did that come up? The
Terry just being a funny guy.
I didn't know what the joke was. I was in one of the streams and he was like saying your favorite song was Karma Chameleon by Culture Club. And
just giving me a hard time.
Okay.
Because he knows it's like the furthest from the truth.
Yeah. What kind of music do you listen to the most?
A little bit of everything. I listen to rock, metal, country. I mean, anything, but I'm not a big fan of rap. So
yeah. Same here. I've tried. I really tried, but I don't like poetry, which is weird because I mean that's what lyrics are, right? They're poetry, right? But
pretty much, yeah.
I just don't care for poetry, so I just don't like rap because that's what it is. It's poetry, you know. It's poetry set to a beat, really. And koi fish is I'm not sure if you can answer this one or not, but what is a good algae eater to remove algae off my old Nerite snail shell? He's just trying to be imaginative. He or she.
Maybe depending on the size of the tank, if it's a small tank, an autocinculus.
Those are something I do not have yet.
I don't have any either, but I've heard a lot about them, and they're cool fish. So.
Yeah, I want to get some autos. Geek Boy says nakes or lizards. He meant to say snakes, but he says nakes, and we're going to stick with that. I think he means, do you like to be naked or do you like lizards? I'm not sure why those go together, but that's what he asked, so we got to go.
I like lizards.
Yeah, snakes and lizards. But he really.
I mean, it's like 60-40, I would say, in lizards' favor. I mean, I love snakes. I loved lizards before I liked snakes because I didn't like snakes until my wife got her first one. And I realized that like it's not gonna like try to eat my face off or anything like that. So
we had some. We have a bearded dragon at one point. I can't remember we had a couple of them, not a lot. My kids had them. You know, they were the ones interested. We had mice too, and so when my youngest son, he's 19. He loved this mouse. This mouse, he would just take him out, and the mouse would run around on his shoulder, you know, and always he loved this mouse. And one day, he left his room for a minute and left the lid off of his tank, and our Jack Russell Terrier came in and ate the mouse and left the head on his pillow. He was terrible. He never really cries. You know, he's just very stoic. And that killed him. He cried so hard. And how we couldn't really punish the dog because when we moved into this house, there was a ton of mice, and we kept praising her when she caught them. That's what Jack Russells do. You know, they're rat dogs.
Yeah, it's just doing what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, so we couldn't really punish her or anything. You know, it's horrible. But he got over it.
Well, like I can't one of my dogs she's a squirrel dog, like by breed, and every time she catches a squirrel, I just kind of have to shake my head and like get it from her, and like, all right, good dog, you do what you're supposed to do. Stop it.
Maybe the squirrels will learn now and they'll stay away.
You would think, but she's caught 5 of them now. So.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's not easy to do either. I mean, especially for a big dog, you know.
She's very methodical. Like we have a tree in our backyard. She'll sit under the tree and watch it. And once it goes down on the privacy fence and starts running across, she'll start like going ballistic. And I guess it like discombobulates the squirrel and it'll fall off the fence and she'll grab it. It's like the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I'd love to see it. You need to catch it sometime.
I'll try to catch it. She hasn't caught one in a while, but
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's Steph. She just came in.
Hey, Steph.
To see you. And Adele as well. Adele as well.
Adele as well.
Adele as well. Let's see. Where there was another one. Oh, here we go. John McKenzie. What character does he relate to from The Outsiders? Was there a specific one that speaks to you?
I don't know, man. I was always a fan of 2-Bit, Emilio Estevez's character. Because he's kind of he's a tough guy, but a jokester. I kind of resonate with that.
And whatever happened to him?
Emilio Estevez?
Yeah, you just don't see him anymore.
He's supposed to be doing a reboot of the Mighty Ducks, I think.
I think they already did.
Or they already did. Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah. I saw like an ad on Netflix or something. Mm-hmm. I don't remember if it was Amazon Prime or Netflix or what it was, but I did see it. And I can't remember what it was called, but I was like, man, that looks like the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
But he just disappeared for the longest time there.
He did. Yeah.
He was, one of the big stars, and then he just sort of went away.
The last thing I seen him in was both the Young Guns movies, I think. Or maybe he was in Mighty Ducks after that. I don't remember. I can't remember.
Yeah. It's around the same time.
Yeah.
He was also in something with his brother where they were like garbage men or something.
Oh, yeah. Men at Work, I think it was called.
Yeah. Let's see. What is your Art? Ricky wants to know, what is your dream tank or fish?
Dream tank. Oh, man. I've got a lot. So I'll pick one. I really want freshwater stingrays.
Oh, yeah. I saw some of those. Who had some of those? Just like last week or the week before.
Was it Joey Mullen? Was it King of DIY? I know I don't know if he's got fresh or salt. I know he's got stingrays, so.
I didn't think it was him. It could have been. I honestly don't remember. They weren't huge. They were freshwater.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's pretty cool. I think I'd like to have stingrays, too.
I'd love a stingray tank, and I would also love just like get like a big go-by wolf cichlid and just give him like maybe him and a female like a whole 200, 300 gallon tank to themselves, and just let them breed and let them go to town. Why do you like the cichlids so much? What is it about them? Do you like the shape and the colors and stuff? Or I love the colors mostly, and just like the fact that there's so many different kinds. Like you can sit there and like Google cichlids, and you'll be there for days. Yeah, looking at all the different kinds. I mean, and it was for one of the first fish I ever had when I was a kid was a keyhole cichlid, which is a little. They don't get very big, and it's a South American. But that was first fish I had was a cichlid, so that kind of had me hooked from day one.
And you never really missed the plants.
Yeah.
That side of it doesn't really appeal too much, having the plants and stuff.
I think they're beautiful.
Yeah.
But I've tried plants several times. Like the planted tank I have now is doing pretty well. But the one I tried before that, it got infested with snails and algae. And I got tired of it, so I rehomed everything and shut it down and did something else with it. Gotcha. I think I turned into a reptile tank probably. But.
I love planted tanks, and that's all I.
I love to look at them. Like I said, they're beautiful. And I give anybody credit that can do it and do it extremely well. But I don't have a green thumb when it comes to that. Yeah,
well, plus, like you said, you like the cichlids so much, and most of them make it at least difficult to have plants, right? Because they're either going to destroy them or eat them, or
like these guys will eat them. But if you can get like some of the South Americans do well with plants.
Yeah,
just depends on which one you get.
All right, let's see. Geek Boy, monitors or iguanas?
Monitors. They get huge, but to me, I think they have a better temperament than iguanas. Any iguana I've ever come across has been an asshole.
Let's see. Oh, Ricky said it's on Disney Plus. That whatever it's called, the new Mighty Ducks thing.
Okay.
I got to look up what it's called. It's bugging me now. I know I saw it, and I don't remember. It's called it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Excuse me.
And by the time I look it up, Ricky's probably going to already have it in the chat. Hold on. Hold, please.
Like
I don't think it's a remake. It's like another sequel, right?
Or yeah, it might be. They did what? 3 of them? I think. Yeah, they did 3 of them originally, and I think this is the 4th one.
Oh, maybe it is a remake. A Disney Plus remake. Comeback, are making a comeback in the 6th episode. So they make.
Oh, so they're doing a show. They're doing that with a lot of things now, like shows.
No, I don't. I think, is it a show? I think this is They're saying 6th episode, like a 6th movie, right? In the Mighty Ducks Game Changers show. I don't know. Maybe it is a show then.
Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Yeah.
I'm just sorry. I just want to. I gotta know. I can't leave it alone.
I'll tell you what, Mike is on one tonight. Did you hear about the new corduroy pillowcase that they're really making headlines?
I hate that guy. Is that who had the Geek Boy said? I bet that's who had the freshwater stingrays, maybe over the top aquatics. Let's see. And Daniel would like to know what you use for filtration. Hang on back.
I am a canister guy. So.
Yeah. I just got I just got my first one. What do you like?
The FX6 Fugel is my favorite for this tank. I've got one on there, and then I've got another one that's just got straight biomedia in it with nothing else, no sponges or nothing. And then the FX6 has all the sponges and stuff.
Yeah. I just got my first one. I put on that 75 just to check it out. I wanted to see, what it was all about, how they work, how I feel, because I never had one. I have hang-on backs and sponge filters in all the tanks, but I've never had. They didn't have them when I was a kid. They didn't have canister filters. So I got one just to check it out, and I bought it off of eBay. It was supposed to be new, but it had been opened and a part was missing. So. Well, I got a discount on it. They refunded part of it, and I found the part online from Marineland. I just bought a Marineland one. It was $10. So, and they gave me
not bad at all.
Well, they gave me $20 off of it. So I paid $50 for Marineland. $220. I don't know.
That's a good deal.
It's really meant for like 55s, but I got 2 sponge filters in there. So again, I thought it would just be a good way to jump in. Let's see. We answered that. Oh, Larry D's here. Good to see Larry. Larry was with us last night on our Geek Stream thing. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. You did that. Comic books. Do you like to read comics or any books or anything?
I'm not a big reader, but if I had to pick, I would pick comic books.
Yeah. And do you have any comic books that you have like an affinity for? Is there anything you really like? Probably been forever.
It has. I've got some old Silver Surfer and Spider-Man comics that my dad still has up in New York.
I think Spider-Man might be my daughter's favorite. I don't know. She's got so many favorites.
If I had to pick a favorite comic, I would say probably Thor.
Yeah, I saw that.
Between Thor and Hulk, I like the Hulk. So.
Yeah, those are good. Those are some of my favorites, definitely.
Venom comes in a really close third too. So
there's Bottom Dwellers. Good to see you, Angus. And Ricky said it is a show. That's how far back I am in the chat. Skull Aquatics says off the Deep End Aquatics and Ohio Fish Rescue have stingrays. Are they freshwater Ohio Fish Rescues? I didn't think theirs were. I thought they were. Well, but I don't know if they do salt. Do they?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that they have. They probably do. Not everything.
Probably. I know Steph mentioned them. The ones that I wanted, she mentioned the exact ones that I wanted, the black diamond stingrays, for freshwater.
How big do they get?
I have no idea. I've seen them in videos, and I was like, I want those.
Oh, Skull Aquatics said, yeah, they are freshwater ones. Huh. Yeah, I did see their stingrays, Ohio Fish Rescue.
Mm-hmm.
They've got so many cool things over there.
I've got some plans when we move to a bigger house. I'm going to get a couple bigger tanks. I got 275s that I'm going to probably combine and put them in like a 125 or something. And then I want to get like something along the lines of like a 200-gallon or something like that, and try to get some fish that I haven't had yet.
Gotcha. Are you going to build an actual fish room, or yeah?
Well, it depends. If we wind up building a house, of course we're going to build it to spec, and
yeah,
I already drew out some plans for some rough plans for a house, where everything's going to go, but we just don't know, like with the prices of lumber and stuff, if it's going to be feasible.
Yeah,
to build,
it'll come back.
To build a house. I mean, of course, that's a couple years down the road, but
I think things will start to. We're seeing the bottom drop out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's really dropped a lot. So as long as people keep doing the right things, I think we'll get there, and things will get back to normal.
I hope so.
I want to do a fish room as well. I got to wait till kids move out of the house. We're building a room in the basement for my wife and her husband right now.
Okay.
Did I say for my wife and her husband? I did.
You did.
I did. I said for my wife and her husband, which is weird because that would be me.
I was like, whatever you got going on there, Rico, that's that's your deal.
No judging.
No judgment here.
For my daughter and her husband. She just got married this past year. So and he's still working on his citizenship. He's British. So
I remember you telling me about him. That's going to be awesome when he finally gets to come over here.
Yeah, he's actually going to be here July 2nd, but he can only stay for 90 days still because they're still working. He could probably actually stay, but it just make it harder to do all the stuff that he has to do back home for the interviews and stuff. And so, we're building a room for them in the basement. As soon as they decide to move out, then that room will become my fish room. And it's a nice big room. I mean, it's a quarter of the whole house. So, it'll be a nice big room.
That's another thing I miss about up there is basements.
Yeah.
We don't have basements here. So.
Is it because of the water? The ground is too wet, or?
I think so.
Yeah.
I never really fully understood why Florida doesn't have basements. I know I've seen a few houses with them, but like it's very few and far between.
Yeah,
you probably got to do something really special to have a basement down here.
Yeah, whereas up here, everybody
has a basement. Yeah. I mean, that's where I spent most of my time as a kid, was in my grandparents' basement because all my toys were down there. And
we've got a nice one because it's a walk-in. So our house is built on a slope. Yeah. So when you walk in the front door, you're upstairs. Mm-hmm. And you walk in the back door, you're in the basement. So the basement's got big windows and everything, and it doesn't feel like a basement, So it's nice and open and airy, and just needs to be cleaned out. And who's your wife's husband again? I think that's me. Patty says because Florida's a swamp and sinkholes.
Sinkholes, that makes sense.
Was sinkhole your nickname in college, Patty?
Oh, God. Boom.
I'm just waiting for what's gonna come out of that. That one's gonna. I'm gonna be paying for that one.
You're gonna regret that one.
Yeah. He's gonna get me. I just know it. I won't know when. I won't know where, but it'll happen.
Well, she's laughing, so that's a good thing.
Oh, she knows. She knows. It's always all in jest. Patty's awesome.
Mhm.
Well, any other questions for our friend Eric? I did ask you if you've got anything planned coming up. You're going to probably do an unboxing tomorrow when you get your ball python.
Yeah, I'm going to do an unboxing for the python, and then I've had to kind of take a break from live streaming lately just because, I've been getting home from work on Friday nights and I've just been dead,
Yeah, I noticed that you're not.
I'm coming back, but
Okay.
I just we've been super busy at work trying to get stuff done, and I haven't had it in me to live stream.
What time do you normally go on Friday nights? Is it 7?
It used to be 7,
Okay.
7 Central, so it'd be 8 your time, I think.
Okay.
So.
Okay, yeah, because I always seem to miss them. The weekends are not easy for me with that because my wife works all during the week, so I want to hang out with her on the weekends.
Right.
Her and her husband, I like to hang out with them. They're cool people. And Patty's once she said, I guess we'll see Eric at Terry's later.
Oh, I completely forgot about Terry's panel stream tonight.
Then that's at 9 o'clock, right?
9
o'clock on
9 your time. Yep. 8 my time.
Because I know Diego goes at 8 o'clock, and I don't know if he hasn't lately, but I don't see. Usually Ed will tell me if he's not going to go, because Ed needs or Ed. I'm sorry, I was reading something. Ed streams with Diego every Tuesday night.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing anything there.
Mm-hmm. I'm also hoping my local fish store is finally getting all their tanks finished up because they moved stores, and they moved when the pandemic hit, and all the stuff they were getting for their system came from Italy, so it pretty much shut down. So they had to literally do all the plumbing, do all the plumbing from just regular PVC stuff from here. So they're finally getting all their tanks up and running. So I'm hoping I talked to them about it before, but I'm hoping they'll still let me do a tour or whatever.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Of our local fish store here. So.
Yeah, I love watching those. I don't really have a local one, but there's one that's in Rochester, New York, which is about an hour and 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. And well, actually, they've moved, or they're in the process of moving, and it's going to be the largest freshwater aquarium store in the country.
Wow. Nice.
So that's pretty excited about that when he gets
it set up. Awesome, man.
He's pretty cool too. The guy it's called Rock Beach Aquatics. They're on Facebook and on YouTube. The guy reminds me a little bit of Corey, and how he manages things as far as they bring plants in, but they don't just sell them. They bring them in. They make sure that they grow them out and everything in water and okay. They just take care of stuff, They
good.
It seems like a good place. I wish it wasn't so far away. An hour probably most people doesn't sound like that far of a drive, but for me it's a little difficult to do. So, Ricky's got a live stream at 6:30. Unfortunately, Ricky, that's the same time I'll be going with Carrie from Science Gal Aquatics this Saturday. We had to do a special stream, so I won't be able to join you there, but I'll catch the replay on that. Ricky. You could get a 300-gallon Rubbermaid tub, maybe with a glass panel, for comparatively reasonable for the black diamond.
Mm. Yeah,
that's what I need to do too. Is I want to do summer tubbing this year, and like I said, we had a freeze last night, but I think that was the last one. So I'm gonna start putting the tubs together.
Honestly, if I do anything, if we move to a place with a pool, we already have a pool here, but it's above ground. I'd like to just break this pool down here, and if we move somewhere with a pool, turn it into something turn it into something I can put fish in. Yeah, that would be awesome. Are you going to do any summer tubbing at all? I don't know.
Or do you normally?
I haven't yet.
Yeah.
And I always hear everybody talking about it, and it always intrigues me, but I never do it. So.
Yeah. It seems like you have a long season to do it there. I mean. Mm-hmm. We still get, down into the 40s and 50s, or not 40s, but we get down into the 50s even in July, So it could be a little more difficult here. I'll definitely have to put a heater in, because otherwise I'd have a month to do it. So if I want to do it any longer at all, I'm going to have to do a heater in the tub. Let's see.
Yeah, the only place I could do it without the raccoons getting to it is on the patio, and the patio is under construction right now, so the raccoons can get in the patio.
Gotcha.
And I've had a pond that had some beautiful koi and goldfish in it. The raccoons killed them all.
So I didn't even think about that.
I mean, it was before I had planned on doing something to make it harder for them to get in there, but it was before I could even get anything done. I walked out there one morning, one of my dogs walking around with a dead fish hanging out of his mouth. I'm like, oh, okay. So at first I thought the dogs did it. I was like, you little son of a guns. And then I was like, no, only raccoons like literally eat the head off and leave the rest of the body.
Yeah. Maybe they were just trying to share, They wanted to eat the head because they knew they did that part, and
Little jerks.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that because we don't have any fencing or anything up to keep stuff out.
Yeah, you just got to watch the raccoons and watch the herrings if you got herrings up there.
Oh yeah, I mean we have bald eagles in the backyard, so.
Yeah. Because the herrings, they'll land and they'll walk right in there and peck fish right out of there.
They're very, I've seen a difference with them between, like I have a friend who used to live in Florida and she could walk right up to them and get a picture of them quite often. But here they're very skittish. Like I'll be kayaking and I get anywhere near to them and they're gone. It's hard to even get a picture of them.
Well, the ones here, they'll come right up to my bait bucket and try to snatch bait out of it here.
Yeah. See, it's totally different there. I don't know why they're so skittish when they're up here. Maybe because they come up here to breed.
Maybe.
But I got to imagine some of them stay down there year round and breed. I know they migrate, but
I see them year round here.
Yeah. So I got to imagine some of them do breed there. I don't know what the difference is, why they're so skittish. They're very hard. It's easier to get pictures of the eagles than it is of the herons.
But it's the opposite here. We have bald eagles here, but I mean, the only one I've seen near my house was like probably about 1,000 feet above it.
Yeah.
And then we were taking pictures of the sunset one time down at the water, and one flew right over our head, and we managed to get a picture of it. That was a cool.
Oh, nice.
That was a cool picture. But
we on the other side of the bay, there's a point, and there's a family that there's been bald eagles there for I don't know decades, and so every year there's a bunch of them there, and they've actually I had one right. There's a dirt road right next to the house. It's an access road because there's cottages right here. And they have to be able to access the cottage. So even though we own the property on both sides of the road, they have the access road. And there was a bald eagle eating a huge fish right there in the thing not that long ago. But I see them flying around quite often here. We've tons of those. Let's see. Angus wants to know, does it still count as summer tubbing if I do it in my pond, or do I really got to go set up a tub? Maybe it's summer ponding.
Summer ponding, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, Patty has spoken. She said it's not the same. So
you can call it whatever you want, Angus.
Yeah.
Angus lives in a cool area too. He's not too far from 2 hours, I think, something like that. 3 hours at the most, and I'll probably actually get to Angus. Will probably be the first person I meet from the fish fam.
Cool.
There is a fish swap that's about an hour and a half from here, and he was going to go as well. It's end of June. It'll be my very first one ever. Hey, there's Pat's Fish Tanks. Good to see you, buddy.
That's right. He is up in upstate.
He's up farther.
Yeah.
My son just bought a house up even closer to where he's at, I think. Angus, is Governor, New York, anywhere near you? My son bought a house up there. He's moving pretty soon. They just closed on it not that long ago. Nice area. Beautiful area. It's not too far from the St. Lawrence Seaway. Nice. So there's a lot of, it's not far from Canada at all. Mm-hmm. Of course, we're not far from Canada either, really. I mean, there's only like 100 yards of land between me and Canada. The rest is all water. John McKenzie, what's your email to order Rico Stand stickers? I will put that in the chat. John, thanks for reminding me. If anybody would like some stickers, I'm down to all the prototypes are gone. So I have these guys. So nice. Anybody's interested, It's spelled a little bit different than governor. Yeah, 30 minutes away though. It's got like an extra U in it or something. It's not spelled the same as governor. 30 minutes away. Yeah, so that's a nice one. Who designed those? That's me. I just took my icon and there's a little. This is just quick. I actually wasn't going to put anything on them, but I put a little Rico's fish tails just to have something on them. The prototypes were better, and I might go back to those. Let me see if I can find. I had one that still had. Oh, we're all gonna die. Yeah, this one's messed up, but those I liked better. You know, they're the holographic ones.
Yeah, I like the holographic stickers.
And that I liked better because what the hell is it? You know what I mean? All the other things, you know, everybody else has these very cool, you know, logos and, you know, like here's Swampy Acres. They've got a very nice, you know, everybody's got these incredibly nice, you can hear me knocking all the shit down like that. You know, all these really nice logos and stuff. And I've got just my big fat head with no words. And I liked it because I thought that people would look at it and they'd see all of this stuff and they'd go, well, what the hell is that? Is that Jesus? What is that? You know?
I'll know it's you for sure.
Who drew the initial portrait? His name is Charles C. Dowd, D-O-W-D. He's a comic book artist, Twitter friend. He drew it for me a long time ago. So I've got it on T-shirts. You know, it's on everything. You can buy it. You can buy that on a T-shirt, which I think is hilarious. My daughter wanted, when she was in college, she wanted to buy a bunch of the T-shirts and give to all her friends, so they would all go somewhere with all of these. So people would just be like, "Is that a gang? What is that?" Hey, Jay Lynn, good to see you. And Steven said his kids drew the logo. That's awesome.
Cool.
Peplin. Hey, funny. He came in just when maybe he was lurking, but he came in right when I showed his logo.
He's like Beetlejuice. He's like Beetlejuice, man. Yeah. Like you either mention his name or show his sticker, and poof, there he is.
That's funny that his mom's from Governor. I knew that you were from this area, right? Didn't you live up here at one time, Peplin? Foxy's Fishes does the logos and stuff. Just another one of her mini talents. That's awesome. How is things going with the move, Peplin? How is just came in from gold mining.
Found some.
Wow.
Nice.
Let's see. I think we said hi to everybody. Well, we got about 18 minutes before Diego goes live. Grew up in Fort Drum. Okay. All right.
Close to where I'm from, about an hour or so north, I think.
Yeah, north. Oh, Mike. Mike.
Lord have mercy. A billionaire.
All right. Well, let's see. Angus is saying it's like Governor. Cow manure in one word. They have really, really sweet county fair up there, especially into the farm and agriculture side of the county fairs. Yeah, not really. I mean, they're interesting, but I've never really. When I go to the fair, it's more to see, you know, the girls in skirts and stuff. But you know, we'll go on a ride or two.
Yeah.
See, yeah, and there's Angus said he's a stone throw away from Fort Drum, Lafargeville. That sounds like something fake from like Super Troopers, wasn't it?
It does.
Favre.
Oh, I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
It's a great movie. Lafargeville. There's a lot of weird names up here. You know, New York State's got like every other. You know, there's a Greece, there's Rome, there's Mexico. Yep. There's just so many. It's probably like that everywhere, but I didn't notice it as much like when we lived out west.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a bunch of like country named cities in New York. Yeah.
It's weird. I guess it's because when they, way back in the day, they thought it was, I don't know, different to name places after, current instead of coming up with something.
Right.
Like when you moved out west, a lot of places were named after whoever started it or whoever owned the cattle ranch that they decided to put the train station at or whatever it was. Yeah, now I'm just rambling. I'm trying to fill in like 10 more minutes here. Should we juggle or something? Do a little dance?
Try.
I think Patty'd like to see you dance. Can you do a dance for us?
Say we're trying to keep people here, not scare them away.
Yeah, Peplin, same area as Angus.
Yep.
And he didn't answer. Pep, how is things going with Roxanne's move? Everything going good there? Is she in the middle of it? I'm out of the loop a little bit. I still got to go back and watch stuff. I still have not watched her music video either.
Neither have I.
I need to go watch it. And I missed the live stream with Lav. Really hated that I missed that one. I got to go back and watch that one too. I bet that was a great stream.
I've been missing a lot of live streams lately.
Into the month, okay.
I've been a bad YouTuber lately, so
just because of being so busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish mine was because I was busy.
It's just something had to give, and YouTube was it. I'm still here. I'm coming back, but
yeah. But you got to take care of that other stuff.
Yeah, I just gotta.
Paying the bills is important.
Oh yes.
I have not seen Snails. I did see the cover part of it, but I keep meaning to go back and look at it. You know what? I haven't watched a single. No, that's not true. Today I watched a replay of Fishy Biz. Fishy Biz? I always mess up his damn name. I always do. No disrespect to him. He's an awesome guy. I just always mess up his name. Usually I call him Fisty Bish, which sounds really inappropriate.
Yeah. I just call him Biz.
That's what I should start doing. Biz. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to go watch your other stuff too.
And like Aquafunk, I always get his name messed up, so I just started calling him Funk.
Yeah. Yeah, because that could be bad.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and Alex did a tour of Danikins. Man, see, there's so much. Yeah. You just, I was gone for 10 days. I was down, and see you, Steven. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you being here. Looking forward to what you do in the future. I absolutely love what Steven's doing. I think he's.
I'm gonna have to go check it out.
I don't edit anything, right? Most of my stuff, and it's not very informative most of the time. It's just I throw stuff up, and I'm not informing people, but he does. He's got really good stuff that way. And there's Select Pet. Good to see you. You just watched Business Replay and stumbled over here. Hey, I was watching it right before I started the stream. I always try to catch the replays on it because he goes the same time as Jess, Manes, Tails, Fins, and Furs. So I always miss his. So I always try and catch the replay. Snails is a great video song. It's Roxanne. Of course, it's going to be great. It's awesome. All right.
Well,
Trevor Grigori said he needs more videos. We all need more videos. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Trevor. And we're going to get to interview Trevor, too, pretty soon. I don't know if I gave him a date, but because a bunch of stuff is up in the air. Actually, next week we have Ben Ochart.
Wow, nice.
So that's cool. Saturday we have Carrie, and then next week is Ben Ochart, and then I can't remember at that point. I have to go back and look, but it might be Rachel O'Leary.
Okay.
Or it might be Because You're Fish, Seth from Because You're Fish. I honestly don't remember. I got to go back and look, but I've got like 10 more weeks lined up, and some of Some good ones there. I'm excited about, talking with Ben and Rachel both, those. But here's the thing. I didn't want to just be chasing after those big names all the time. I wanted channels like yours, Ferlo.
Right.
You're the perfect size channel for what I wanted to interview. You're very well known, throughout the fish fam. People know you everywhere you go. People know who you are. Oh, which reminds me, how did you start moderating for KG Tropicals? How did that all come about?
I mean, he emailed me one day and he goes, hey, since you're in the stream all the time, you want to be a moderator? I was like, sure, why not?
Oh, that's nice. I didn't think he noticed who was in the streams all the time.
He does. Like a lot of times he how many people go on those streams, like
800.
He notices who goes in there. It's just you can't respond to everybody.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how he responds to who he actually responds to.
Yeah,
that's a lot of people.
It's unfortunate when you get to be that popular. I think because and that's not unfortunate for him. It's great for him. I'm that's awesome, and they definitely deserve it. Both of them do a really good job, and I love watching it. But I don't chat much in it because it's just too much. It's just way too much. And I hope that I never get to the point where I can't at least do some of interaction. I'm not really good at interacting with the chat. I'm trying my best to get better at it, but I ignore it far too much. So I'm trying to really make an effort to get better at reading the chat, and I don't want to ever get to the point where I can't interact with the chat very much. So he just asked you out of the blue. That's cool.
Yeah, because I was like, I'd been, running around in his chat for a couple of years.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I mean, he was pretty much what got me into YouTube. Was him. I started watching his channel. I was a cichlid keeper, and I really like his videos and the way with the way he presents things. And then I started getting into like the co-op, and then I started meeting some of the smaller channels, and then it all kind of snowballed into here I am.
Yeah. And again, I'm pretty sure that everybody here is sub to Eric, but if you're not, go over there. Is it Eric with a C or a K?
C.
Okay. Because I have a friend who's with a K, so I spell it both ways. Every time I see you, I spell it a different way. And have you ever let anybody go from work? Have you ever had to fire somebody from work?
Not from this job, no.
Okay. Did you
from the grocery store? Yes.
And did you ever say, "You've been furloughed"?
No.
Because that would have been awesome. That's if you were a wrestler, that would be your thing. You've been furloughed.
I get crap about that all the time. Like, your last name is Ferlo? I'm like, yeah. How's it spelled? It's not spelled that way.
Yeah. It's much easier.
Yeah.
Trevor said he's been enjoying the content to Zawa tanks. Yeah, I've always liked his content, but you're right. Lately, all the stuff with Dean and everything. Does anybody know yet? Have they announced who the community manager is for the co-op? Anybody knows?
Haven't heard anything.
Hey, there's Ed. Hi, buddy. It's good to see you, Ed. I missed Ed. I normally talk to Ed a lot more, and we didn't have a stream. I think might have been even 2 weeks in a row we didn't do a stream.
Yeah.
So, it was good to see him last night. And I'm the only one that gets your last name right. What do they mostly say? I bet they mostly say Gregory instead of Grigori. I always think of the Gregorian chants. That's
Gregory. Yeah.
Yeah. So we said hi to Ed. Hey, Ed, is you guys going live in a few minutes if you're still here? Yeah, are you going live with Derek in just a few minutes? John, get your Rico Stan Ural sticker.
I believe if he's going with James, I believe I'll finally get to meet both of them at Aquatics Orlando this year. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ed said he's got that.
Yeah, I know James messaged me the other day and said he was going, and he said we're going. So I'm assuming he was talking about him and Ed. So
I'm so jealous. They got it. Hey, there's Merrick. Hey, good to see you. Even what they just did there, the trip down to
the fish swap or whatever.
Yeah, Aquatic Aesthetics. That was awesome, and they're not going live. Oh, sorry to hear that, Ed. Hope Diego's okay. Hope everything's. We are going. Oh, you're going to Aquashella. Sorry, you got me confused there.
So I'll get to meet both of them there, and John and Carrie and whoever else is going.
Yeah, a ton of people. Aquafunk. I'm trying to think who else. I think Chris Biggs, maybe. I can't remember who else.
I want to say he's going. Yeah.
Somebody else too. There were some other names that weren't. Let's see. Is Ed the manager? Let's see. Yeah, that I was jealous of that. And when I say jealous, I don't mean like. I just mean that I wish I could have gone. I would have loved to hang out with all those people. Sean Peck, Ed James, Robert. I mean, Bob Taylor. Just all those awesome people. Susan. Geez, who else?
I was jealous of that over the weekend. I really wanted to be there because those are some of my favorite people.
Sean Peck's going with them to Aquashella. Nice. Yeah, Sean's a good guy too. Like I said, I just got a package from him yesterday of stuff. He said he was going to send me plants, and he sent me. Well, I did a video on it. He sent me a cool little hang-on back filter that's like this big. It's a tiny little thing, but it's perfect for my little 5-gallon grow out I got over here. I've never had to treat for columnaris. Columnaris.
Never had to either.
Sorry. Patty, not having any problems with YouTube here. Everything seems to be fine. What's going on with it?
I don't know. Mine's working fine, I think. I mean, of course, I'm on StreamYard right now, but.
I mean, yeah, you sound fine, and it seems like it's running okay. Oh, no bottom.
Oh.
That just sounds weird. Oh, no bottom. You know how many times I've been told that?
Say that could go a few different ways. Yeah.
It always comes back to the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Always an ass joke. Always an ass joke. Well, all right. I think we're going to go ahead and shut her down.
Okay.
I'm grasping at things to talk about now, and it doesn't feel right. Eric, I was looking forward to this one for a long time, so I really appreciate you coming up. A lot of fun.
Appreciate you having me.
Everybody go check out Eric's channel if you're not subscribed. You definitely you want to be. Daniel, thanks for being here, and thanks. I definitely am getting back to myself. I slept most of the day today, so I'm still a little out of it, but I'm getting there. Hey, there's Greg. Good to see you, Greg, the guppy guy. He came in just as we're shutting her down.
Awesome.
But so do you think this Friday you'll be going live?
Probably not. I would say most likely not. This Friday.
Okay.
It's going to be a few more weeks before I start going live again.
Okay. So again, Saturday I go live with Carrie. She's going to come on, so I'll get to interview Carrie to make up for the 2 times that I stiffed her. And yeah, that's a bad phrase too. And then next Monday we have our normal Geek Out stream with Ed and I. And we had one last night with Larry D that was really cool. Was more horror based. That was a lot of fun. We went 2 hours and it didn't feel like it in any way.
I'm gonna have to go watch the replay because I missed that one last night.
It was fun. It was a good one. I think we'll have to talk to Ed some more, but I think we need to try and find more people that are interested in our geek hobby. We had Ricky up the one time, and we need to have some other people up too to I don't know, just add something to it. So. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. I guess there is no Diego tonight. So who goes live next? Would be
I believe it's Catfish Terry.
Yeah, and Bentley too. Bentley Pasco goes at 9 o'clock as well. I think they both go at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I think Dr. Black goes later.
That's right. Yep. He goes right after Bentley does. I usually don't make it to his just because it's late for me. He's hilarious though. If you get a chance, you definitely need to go watch Dr. Black. That guy is. I mean,
he's a hoot.
He just every time he's constantly, Oh, there's Xanadu. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, thanks for catching the replay. Yep, we're just cutting her off, but I appreciate you coming in anyways. All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you later.